What is going on, guys, and welcome. In this video we're going to create a top fixed navbar just by using HTML and CSS3, and you can see that we're going to be able to actually scroll up and down the page, but still our navbar is going to be showing on the top. And also, again, we're going to add a transform property over here where our list items over here, or links within our list items, actually are going to be spinning like this. So let's fire up our text editors and let's get to coding. So how do we create a top fixed navbar? So again, you can see that we have a very simple HTML file over here, and obviously, again, the first thing we would need to do is actually create a HTML structure for our top fixed navbar. So over here, I'm just going to create a nav element over here, and then again I'm just going to create a unordered list, and within that unordered list I'm just going to create a couple of list items, and I'm going to say that they're going to have a anchor tag over here like this, and I'm just going to say that they will going to have a, let's say that over here I'm just going to have a home, and after that I'm just going to copy this a couple of times. I'm going to say copy it like, let's say 4 times. I'm going to save this, and now I can see what I have, right? So I have like 4 list items that have home, right? Here again, we're just going to write about, and over here we're just going to say that this is going to be a survey, something like that, and this is going to be a drop down, right? I mean, you can create whatever names you would want. And obviously over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a actual, let's say, a document that would be underneath. So here I'm just going to say div, and it's going to have a class, and I'm just going to give it a class of box. And over here I'm just going to have a heading 1, and I'm just going to repeat it multiple times with hello world, right? So I'm just going to copy this and just many times, right? So this is what we have right now. Now obviously we would need to create a CSS to actually style it, right? So over here again we go to our head tags over here like this, and we're going to create a style tags over here, and we're just going to start styling. And the first thing that we want to do is actually again style all the elements to have margins and padding 0. So I'm going to say margin 0, and I'm going to say padding 0. So now you can see that right away they all moved again to the left and to the top, and this really helps us that we don't need to worry about some default paddings and margins. And after that we're going to start working with our unordered list, and I'm going to say that I would want my unordered list to actually have a width to be like 100% over here like this, and I would want it to be already to the top and left, right? Top over here I'm going to say 0, and over here I'm going to say left to be 0. And the reason why I'm writing these dimensions over here, because if we would want to be this unordered list to be all the way on the top as we're scrolling up and down, actually we would need to have a property position to be fixed over here like this. So now you can see what's happening, that as we're scrolling up and down, right, we just don't have many hello worlds. So let me just create a couple of more so we can scroll a little bit down. So you can see over here what's happening, right? So it's kind of in the background as we're scrolling up and down. It's actually sitting here on the top. Now we haven't given any background color or nothing, that's why we cannot see it, but we're going to do that actually right this second. So we continue over here with this styling of a unordered list, and what we're saying is that we would want a list style type to be none over here like this, and then we're going to say that this is going to be height of 60 pixels, and we're going to say that a line height also is going to be 60 pixels because we want them to be all equal. And after that we're going to say that the background color is going to be gray, right? So we're going to go with background color to be like dark gray over here like this. Now again, my list items are not in line, therefore you can only see this right now, right? But you can see already what's happening. We have over here this a unordered list, and as we are actually scrolling up and down, you can see that this background color actually stays. After we have added a background color dark gray, let's add a text align center over here. And again, you can see what's happening right now on the right hand side. And now let's jump to the list items. So over here, we're going to say again that we would want to display to be inline block over here like this. So we have inline block. So now you can see right away how all my list items turn into the inline block. And now you can see that pretty much I have already my navbar. But over here, I'm just going to say that I would want a width to be, let's say, like 150 pixels, something like this. Or maybe, you know what, again, let's make it smaller so it all fits in one page. In the smaller page that we're working right now. So now you can see what's happening. We have already these list items. And after that, let's start styling again a anchor tags, right? Our links. So here we write a ULLIIA. And here we're going to say that we would want to be, again, to be display block. And the reason for that is if we don't have it in display inline block, you can see we can only click it as we're hovering over the text, right? But if we write display inline block, now you can see that even if I'm just hovering over here, you can see it's already treating it as a block, right? As a link, I'm sorry. Now over here, we're going to say again the text align to be center. Now after that, we would want to get rid of these underlines. So we're going to say text decoration to be none. And after that, we're going to say that we would want a color probably to be chocolate, right? Color chocolate. Next thing that we want to do is actually make them rotate as we're hovering over them. So what I'm going to say is that I would want to add a transition property over here. And I'm going to say that this is going to be transform. And transform is going to be 1 second over here. And again, we're going to use ease in and out over here like this. Now after that, we actually want to do the hovering property over here. So I'm going to say ULLI over here, a hover. So as I'm hovering over the link, I would want to be actually spinning, right? So over here, I'm going to say transform. And I'm going to say that this is going to be rotate. So now pretty much I'm writing what kind of transformation I would want to have. So here I'm just going to 360 degrees. And I'm just going to close it out. And I'm going to say that border also by hovering I would want. So I'm just going to say border is going to be 2 pixels solid black over here. 2 pixels solid black. And after that, what I'm going to say is border radius 5 pixels. So it's going to be border or here radius 5 pixels. So if we go back over here and check it out, you can see what's happening, right? So now we have the spinning property, and also as we're going up and down, it's actually staying fixed on the top, right? However, let's just add a couple of neat things about the box so it looks a little bit more realistic. So what I'm going to say over here, I'm just going to say that I want to select this div, this box div that we created, and I would want to say that it should have a width of 100% over here like this. Then it should have a text align, let's say center. And after that, we're going to say that background color, we're going to change a background color, and we're going to say that this is going to be this almond one over here like this. And after that, we're going to say that we would want a margin on the top to be actually 60 pixels. And the reason why it's 60 pixels, because that's the height of our navbar, right? So now I can see how nicely I pushed them up, push the navbar up or push the div down, and you can say whatever you want. I mean, margin top is 60 pixels, and that therefore now we have a nice space over here, right? So therefore we can work it really nicely with this navbar. And this is how we can actually create a very easy fixed top navbar.